Do you want to make better decisions? Do you want to make choices free from emotional impulse, choices you'll never regret? The answer is simple. Calculate the probability. Quantify the outcome. That multiplication will transform your decision-making. Why does it work? This slide explains it all. Every day, we make countless decisions. Change careers, start a business, make an investment. Most of them are driven by emotion and gut feeling. But the world's top poker players and elite investors operate differently. They don't ask, "Can I win this hand?" They ask, "What is the expected value of this hand?" They judge not by a single win or loss, but by long-term expected value. This is expected value thinking, EV thinking. What is expected value? It's the sum of each scenario's probability multiplied by its outcome. This calculation becomes the standard for rational decision-making. And ironically, behavioral economics has proven just how consistently humans ignore this calculation. This is the wisdom left behind by Daniel Kahneman, a genius the world lost in 2024. That is exactly why EV thinking holds such power. And here's the truth. This is achievable. Write down 3 job options, assign a probability and outcome to each, then calculate the total. In just 5 minutes, the most critical decisions of your life become quantified. This will change how you make decisions. Today, let me show you the science behind it. First, let's understand how expected value works. The formula for expected value is surprisingly simple. EV, expected value, is the sum of each scenario's probability multiplied by its outcome. Let me walk you through a concrete example. You flip a coin. Heads, you win $100. Tails, you lose $50. Do you play? If you judge emotionally, you might think, "I'm scared of losing $50. But judge by expected value, and the answer is clear. Let's say the coin isn't fair. Say heads has a 60% probability. Here's how the expected value calculation works. Plus $100 times 60% equals plus $60. Minus $50 times 40% equals minus $20. Add them together, plus $40. A positive EV means this game pays off on average over the long run. The more trials you run, the closer your average result gets to the EV. But here's the warning. With a finite number of trials, the risk of ending in the red remains. That's why you must also verify that you won't run out of capital in a worst-case scenario. This is critical. Don't look at a single result. Look at the average outcome of repeating the same decision over the long term. That is the core of expected value thinking. But here, a question arises. How do you estimate probability? This is why most people give up on EV thinking. I have no idea what the probabilities are. But professional decision makers use 3 tools to estimate probability. The first tool, and the most important, is the base rate. Ask yourself, in similar projects, what percentage succeed according to external statistics? For startups, for example, US data suggests roughly half of companies survive to 5 years, but this varies widely by country, industry, and economic conditions. Start by researching external data in your field. Strip away your attachment to your own project and your optimism. Face the statistical reality head-on. The second tool is your own historical data. In similar past situations, how often have you succeeded? But be careful here. A small sample size means low reliability. Use it only as material to adjust the base rate, nothing more. The third tool is expert opinion. Seek out people who know the industry deeply. Gather both optimistic and pessimistic perspectives. Multiple viewpoints sharpen the accuracy of your probability estimates. Kahneman called this the outside view. In thinking, fast and slow. Start with external data, then layer in the specific details of your situation. This will dramatically sharpen your probability estimate. Now let's apply this thinking to the major decisions of your life. Start with the example of starting a business. You're thinking about quitting your job and launching a business. Emotionally, you're either terrified or excited, one or the other. But an EV thinker approaches it like this. This is a simplified model, but set 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, major success. Probability, 20%. Profit, 50 million yen. Scenario 2, complete failure. Probability, 60%. Loss, 3 million yen. Scenario 3, partial success. Probability, 20%. Profit, 5 million yen. Here's how the expected value calculation works. 50 million yen times 20% equals plus 10 million yen. 3 million yen times 60% equals 1.8 million yen. 5 million yen times 20% equals plus 1 million yen. Add them together, plus 9.2 million yen. The EV is positive. Mathematically, starting a business is worth serious consideration. Here's an important addition. Don't measure outcomes by income alone. Growth opportunities, freedom, health, time with family. Score these based on their importance and include them in the calculation. And don't forget to factor in the opportunity cost, the income you would have earned by staying at your current job. Then change the probabilities. What if the success probability drops to 5%? When the numbers change, the decision changes. You go from just a feeling to this is what the probability and outcome calculation shows. That is decision-making without regret. Now, let me introduce the greatest enemy of EV thinking. Loss aversion bias. You flip a coin. Heads, you win $150. Tails, you lose $100. Do you play? Most people say no, despite an expected value of plus $25. Why? Kahneman and Tversky's prospect theory, published in 1979, gives us the answer. A large body of empirical research confirms that humans tend to feel losses more intensely than equivalent gains. The fear of losing $100 outweighs the joy of winning $150. However, the intensity of this tendency varies by situation and individual. Neuroscience research has also reported correlations with this tendency, but the interpretation is not straightforward, and individual differences are significant. What matters is recognizing that this tendency exists in you. Here's the classic trap. You decline a business opportunity with a 30% failure rate, but a plus 5 million yen expected value. You choose a stable job change with only a 10% failure rate, but a negative expected value. Emotionally, it feels safe. Mathematically, it's wrong. The solution is simple. Before making any decision, always calculate the EV. Then base your judgment on the EV number, not the loss amount. Treat fear as information, but don't hand over the decision itself to that fear. That is the philosophy of the EV thinker. Let me share the final and most important principle. Those who consistently repeat EV-positive decisions over the long term win. Top poker players don't care about the outcome of a single hand. They know that with the right strategy, results converge toward expected value over time. A single bad outcome is not grounds to invalidate a correct decision. This is called decision thinking, not outcome thinking. Say you made an EV-positive career move, and it ended in failure. That does not mean the decision was wrong. It simply means the 30% failure scenario became reality. The decision was correct. There are 4 principles for maximizing long-term EV. Principle 1. Keep your sample size large. Don't change your approach based on a single result. Principle 2, and the most critical. Survival is the prerequisite. Even with a positive EV, if you run out of capital, the game is over. Can you survive the worst case? Is the maximum loss within acceptable limits? Always verify this alongside your EV calculation. Principle 3. Evaluate yourself on the quality of your decisions. When a bad result comes, ask, was the decision correct? Not, was the outcome good? Principle 4. Keep records. For every major decision, write down the EV calculation and the actual result in a notebook. This is the only way to improve the accuracy of your probability estimates year after year. Across different fields, Buffett and top poker players are often described as sharing a common approach: consistent rules, a focus on expected value, and a commitment to long-term verification. and you can join their ranks. Now, let's pull together the key points. Here is your EV thinking action plan. First, start calculating EV today. When the next major decision arrives, pull out a blank sheet of paper. Write out every scenario. Anchor your probabilities using base rates. Quantify the outcomes and calculate the total. Then always verify whether you can survive the worst case. That number outweighs your emotions. Second, knowing about loss aversion bias is how you overcome it. When you feel scared, that's the signal of bias. Calculate the EV immediately. If the number is positive, don't follow the fear. When evaluating outcomes, remember to score not just income, but also growth, freedom, and health. Third, start a decision journal today. From today, write down every major decision and the EV calculation behind it. Once a week, review it against the actual results. This is the only way to sharpen your probability estimation accuracy year after year. And now, ask yourself this. Is there one decision you are emotionally postponing right now? What would happen if you calculated the EV on that decision tonight? Share your strategy in the comments. A decision where you tried EV calculation, a loss aversion bias you overcame, your real-world experience putting this into practice. All of it becomes the collective wisdom of this community. Thanks for investing your time in mastering this today. This channel takes mathematical and scientific decision-making tools, like expected value thinking, and turns them into practical systems you can start using tomorrow. Not theory, but practice. Not emotion, but evidence. This is how we engineer your judgment. Subscribe and take your decision-making to the next level. Turn on notifications, and every time a new practical tool drops, your life decisions gain another level of precision. See you in the next one.